Hey, what's up, guys? So we're here to talk about Poltergeist on 4K. Just came out this week. Movie came out in 1982. There were two versions, just like how Lost Boy was. You can get the regular 4K slipcover, which I'll post again somewhere up here, and then you can get the steelbook as well. Obviously, I'm a huge steelbook collector, so I picked up the steelbook. So this is just her kind of crawling out of the mud pit or the pool that she was in, and then obviously just the iconic look from Poltergeist. I really don't know why they didn't switch these. I would have had that up front. I mean, it just kind of makes sense. Everybody, the movie's known for that scene. And then obviously the front right here, it's just kind of her getting sucked in to the different dimension. So it's going to be written by Steven Spielberg, Michael Grace, and Mark Victor. Directed by Tobe Hooper. Obviously there's a little controversy between that, just because people said that Steven Spielberg had more, of a hands-on than, what people would like. This stars Jo Beth Williams, Heather O'Rourke, Craig T. Nelson, and Zelda Rubinstein. Poltergeist was shot on 35mm, so obviously it's going to be a really good transfer. That's usually how you get a good transfer out of it. If it's shot on film, you take the camera negative. This looks really good. It's a really good 4K transfer. Obviously the fine details like the faces, lawns, also the mud scene itself, really good. Obviously you can see, the pores on people's faces. The lawns, especially when they come out into that big scene where they're up on the little hill and they're looking down on the actual, city or neighborhood that they're building. It looks great. The colors are really vibrant. Even the blacks in this, when she's in the, the mud scene in the pool, it really kind of holds up, especially the older, the tree scene as well. That just looks really good. It looks crisp. You can definitely see it. There's more detail in those scenes than there were in the Blu-ray releases. Another thing too is skin tones look a lot better. There's one thing that people kind of harped on was in the older Blu-ray releases, a lot of the faces kind of got that orangish tone to them. Obviously their faces look a lot better in this. More actual skin tone color and not really kind of bright and vibrant. It is an older movie, so there's definitely going to be film grain. But with that being said, there's not really a huge HDR touch-up to make that film grain kind of go away. But with your older movies, you're definitely going to want film grain. It just looks better, but there's not a lot in this movie like there have been in a couple other different movies that have been released that have, not enough HDR touch-up, so the grain looks really kind of grungy. With that being said, this is definitely probably the best you're going to ever see this movie. I mean, like I said, the colors really look great. The picture quality is more defined, especially in the darker scenes, which you're definitely going to get. This is definitely the best the movie's probably going to ever look. It looks great, like I said before. Colors are really vibrant. I mean, the lawns, everything kind of pops when you get to the color. And then even the darker scenes too, there's a lot of detail. You could definitely pick up a lot more than you used to be able to, especially on those older Blu-ray releases. Unfortunately, it seems like the additional, bonus feature items that are on the Blu-ray are a little skimpy. Unfortunately, the Lost Boys definitely had a lot more, but I mean, it's okay as long as we get the good quality picture. I would have liked to see more features, especially more behind the scenes and stuff like that, which there are some. I won't lie, but there's not as much as, what I would have liked, especially with an older horror release, which a lot of people definitely want to see, like Scream Factory does a lot of behind the scenes and a lot of extra special features for the movies. Tobe Hooper does a really good job kind of just blending suspense and horror together. This movie doesn't really rely on a lot of jump scares. There are some here and there, but he does a really good job at kind of building suspense throughout the movie. Obviously, you get in the beginning of the movie where they move in, and there's little small things here or there, like they're stacking chairs, and then they get into that point where they put something on the ground and it just kind of slides, and like they slide the kids on there, and that it starts to build and build and build. And then obviously spoilers, but when she gets actually sent to a different dimension, they gotta kind of get her before something else gets her. This movie overall is great. I don't know how it ever got a PG rating, but that was way back in the day. I think Jaws even got a PG rating, so it's just kind of funny to think about those things. Obviously, the CG is what it is. They had CG in 1982. Yes, it doesn't look as good or polished as it does now, but how or why could it? it still holds up. I think it looks good with the 4K restoration. I really wouldn't knock anything from it. I mean, it's from 1982, so you're going to expect that. You're not going to expect, the best, Marvel superhero CG. But with that being said, did you guys pick up the 4K? Did you get the steelbook? Did you get the slipcover? Do you like the movie? Do you enjoy the movie? Do you hate the movie? Who knows? Just leave it down in the comments below. And then like, subscribe. It's free. Just hit that little thumbs up button. Hit that subscribe button. All you're doing is helping me.
Help me! Help me!
I appreciate it. And, we're just going to keep going. See you guys later.